And sometimes the software that was creating the videos would crash the game, or the game software would crash the software that was recording them. So I had to throw out all kinds of
Human advancement
all
knows
kinds of
no
footage
boundary.
I'd shot.
But this has not been without its price. Though we stand at the height of prosperity, we need only look to the past to remember that nature is a power that cannot be ignored.
That can't be good.
Consuming even the mightiest empires and causing the greatest among us to tremble in her fury. Yet from adversity, the human spirit endures, finding ways to coexist with the earth.
Finding Nemo.
Or bend it to our cause. Pursuing a course beyond distant horizons and revealing paths both towards innovation an unintended catastrophe.
That would be a good name for a band. Unintended catastrophe.
Our survival necessitates new solutions to old problems. To ensure a future, both for ourselves and generations to come. United in purpose, we must now look beyond borders and welcome the dawn of the next era in human civilization.
Yeah, when Civilization 7 came out, I immediately wanted to play Civilization 6. I wasn't interested in Civilization 7, so I didn't buy it. Now, I don't know if that video looked good to you or not, because I don't know how this is set. Like I said, I just had to reinstall my whole operating system, which means I had to also reinstall my games. So let's see. Game options. Let's see what it says about graphics. That'll tell me. Yeah, it probably did work then. Okay. Let's play some then. We need to create a game. I will not be a random leader. How come it's not letting me choose? Oh, there we go. Founding Fathers. I think that's, oh, I can be, yeah, I think I'll be JFK then. We'll go with a gigantic map, which will make the turns take longer, just so everybody knows. I'm a wimp, so I play at the lowest difficulty. Okay. There's something about limit terms by something, but I don't see it. Maybe that's oh, limit turns. No, turn limit. Okay. Now, there's things they did in Civilization 6 that I didn't like either, but there was no way I was going to pay full price for Civilization 7 since they did things that I just fundamentally would not like in Civilization. I've seen videos of it, I've read about it and all that. There's nothing I'm interested in Civilization 7. So that's what I thought about. Let's play some videos of the game Civilization 4, 5, 6, maybe even 3 for my channel. This isn't meant to be full screen, so do not adjust your phones, your devices, your televisions, your computers. When we get into the game, it should be full screen, and if it isn't, I won't bother to post the video. I will just know that I wasted a whole bunch of my time trying to put together something nice for the internet, and as usual, I was a complete and utter failure. For you youngins out there, this is John F. Kennedy in these pictures, and his wife Jacqueline. Yeah, she really did dress like that. That plane in the background, I've been on that plane because they have it at the Pima Air and Space Museum outside of Tucson, Arizona. So it's up to you to lead your people to glory by building a civilization that will stand the test of time. The American people are blessed with creativity, intelligence, and martial abilities. Apparently not blessed with reading abilities. Lead them to glory. Build a nation to last 1,000 years. Preserve the law, keep order, and protect the people, and they will follow you loyally. Yeah, just so you know, it takes a while to get it going on the really huge maps and things like that. This is the real strategic version, I would say, of the 4X games. When you play on obscenely large maps, now we are gonna. Yes, I want to found a city here.
Well, civilization has accomplished something historic.
It sure
worthy
has.
of being celebrated and remembered for generations to come.
Let's hope
These
there are
accomplishments
generations
help
to come.
our civilization reach a golden age and avoid a dark age.
Yeah, I don't like the whole golden age and dark age thing in Civilization 6. I should have turned it off. But we're already going and I don't want to start over again. I'm tired of shooting video for the channel that doesn't actually end up getting used. So we will start with having our people work on astrology, and I will build a scout, followed by a brothel. Now hopefully by that time we'll be able to build settlers. So this isn't, you know, a big action game or anything like that. It's a strategic game. Think of chess with more color. But the beauty about Civilization is there's the possibility that you could win the game without ever going to war. Now, it's unlikely even on the easiest levels, because generally you end up doing something that will upset your fellow human beings, and they'll declare war on you. But you could just right from here where you have your first city, you could just build military units, you know, take one and put it in your capital to guard it, send the next one out somewhere else. In other words, you could build armies from the beginning and wipe out the other civilizations, or at least try to. Or you could try and go a completely religious-based victory, a completely science-based victory, and most of us do some combination of all of those things. In other words, we might be working on learning all the technologies the fastest. At the same time, we might be looking, as soon as we can, of founding a religion and spreading it the fastest and getting other civilizations to make their cities follow
Reconnaissance units
our
like
religion.
scouts are unique.
Now they're building that brothel. I do have some mods installed on this, and I don't know which ones. We didn't look. To be honest with you, I didn't even know if the video would work, and so I wasn't too interested in making lists, checking them twice, and making sure I named the mods I'm using and all of that. If this catches on, I will document everything. Or if it catches on so well that we...
بفضل منه الواحد الأحد القوي المنتصر الدائم الذي لا ينتهي ملكه أرسل إليك تحياتي يا صديقي العزيز.
So one thing I like about this one, the leaders actually talk in their real native language. Or I assume it's their real native language. I don't know all the languages of all the civilizations that have ever existed on Earth. Okay, now we found some barbarians, and our scout unit would not be able to hold up against them. So I'm having it withdraw. The scout units basically go out and find out what resources there are, what landscape properties there are, where the other civilizations are, and they pick up loot boxes sometimes if somebody has left that behind. And here, I don't know how much you want me to explain to you, but here it says that in 16 turns we will have a population growth, and in 17 turns we will have that brothel. So I try to get every city to build at least one settler in all my games of civilization. In this one, it's a little more difficult because the farther away you are from your capital, the harder it is to maintain the city. They'll become disloyal. They will be seduced away from you by other civilizations. So in previous versions, and I might show this if we ever do a Civilization 5, but especially in Civilization 4, one of my main strategies was just building hundreds and hundreds of cities. The idea of too big to fail. And that gives you tremendous advantages because you can have a library, a university in every one of those cities, so you're learning things faster. You can have supermarkets in those cities, so you're raising money faster. In this one, they seem to have figured out that that was my strategy, and so they changed that ability. I don't think it's possible. Maybe somebody else could do it. I've never been able to build hundreds of cities in Civilization 6, and yet it is still one of my favorite games. Oh, more barbarians. We're probably going to have to build something of a military nature to take out those, not just those barbarians, but barbarians all over the world. Because they will
Our
be
city-state
trouble for
neighbors
us.
have made a request of us.
Have they?
If we can impress them, I think they will reward us handsomely.
I'm not sure I can impress anybody, actually. We're 2 away from having our brothel. And I think we just picked up gold by finding an abandoned camp. Okay, we got our brothel and we're 24 away from our next settler. Again, not an action game. This is more of a cerebral thing. I mean, there is a point where if you have a big military and all of that, you're going to be dropping nuclear bombs on people's heads and things.
Enacting new policies in our government can be of great benefit. Our people await your decree.
But that's
It is not
way down
wisdom,
the road.
but authority that makes a law.
Sounds like something Thomas Hobbes would say. I just set our policy agenda. Aren't you glad I asked you first? Okay, so do we want to work on discovering craftsmen or foreign trade? Well, foreign trade will bring us money, and it's only 28 turns, where craftsmanship was like 46 turns. So, especially on this marathon setting, we need to
We have recently gained advanced knowledge in city planning. Creating
A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician.
Thank you for sharing your very biased opinion with us, sir. Now, since we got our astrology, let's go after pottery. If you're familiar with civilization games, you found cities. Well, if you're not familiar, I should say, with them, The point of them is to create cities, build them up, have policies for them, build units, protect yourself. If you think it follows the way you look at things, you can attack other civilizations, you could take over their cities and all of that, but you certainly don't have to. It's interesting. The game seems to be hardwired for war, and yet you'll notice the intros and things like that are all about peace, and some of the scores at the end will be about how much we were at peace with people. So the game seems to be talking out of both sides of its mouth. Unless it wants you to establish the peace by eliminating
This
all
volcano
your
is
enemies.
quiet now, but it could erupt again at some point in the future.
It could, yeah.
It might be a danger to our people,
It
or
might
an
be.
unexpected blessing. This river has floodplains, which means it has flooded before,
Yeah.
and might burst its banks again. A flood along this river could happen at any point in the future. This presents us with risks, but potentially benefits too.
Yeah, I don't know what river she's talking about, but it'd be helpful if she would tell me, but I don't expect her to. There's a lot of plates that you get spinning anytime you play Civilization. It was complicated in the first Civilization game. And now it's just so much more complicated because there's more systems, it's deeper and all of that. I made some scenarios for Civilization 3. It was very easy to mod. And once I created them, with art, policies, names, all of that, I always played Civilization 3 using my mods that I created. With Civilization 4, 5, and 6, I never created any mods for them, but I do use mods that other people created for them. Looks like we're about ready to get that settler. And we want to found a city somewhere in the green region because it's telling us that they will be the most loyal in a green region and they will have the most access to food, water, all of that.
No man ever wetted clay and then left it, as if there would be bricks by chance and fortune.
Okay, good to know. We're going to work on writing, I guess, because writing leads to a lot of things. Oh, I see barbarians all around us. If we don't found our city soon, they're going to... Yeah, we're probably not going to get to found the city because this barbarian unit just captured our unit. So now we got to send somebody out to no, what I want to do is I want to purchase a slinger. We're going to try and recapture our settler unit. Now, I don't know how successful we'll be. For one thing, we only have one unit in our army. But
Umphambi kukaShaka wakwaZulu ungalokothi uflathela amabutho ami ngeke ngilenze lelo phutha.
thank you for sharing that. I do like these 3D characters in the game. And like I said, I love the fact that they're not speaking English.
As our civic knowledge grows, so do our methods of governance. Furthering this endeavor will allow us to appoint a governor to strengthen our power in our cities.
Every nation lives by exchanging.
Sounds like some Adam Smith would say. Now what we're trying to do is kill those barbarians so that we can get our settlers back and create the city we were trying to create in the first place. Every version of Civilization had...
Oddly, it appears not to be the scar of a meteorite, but a deeply eroded dome with a rainbow-inspired color scheme.
Can I talk now? Is it my turn? Yeah, every version of Civilization had new things in it. And, you know, for some people, they just want more of what they already have. And so they would be upset with any changes. And I understand that. We spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours in our favorite games. And so we bond with them. And game companies tend to want to innovate because they're very creative people that work for them. Okay, so this time we got our our settler unit back. I'm surprised that we did because you know, we didn't have much of an army or anything like that. But now we're going to try again to found a city, and hopefully we don't get captured again. I think in the base game you couldn't get your settlers back. I think it's a mod that's allowing that. The modders for the games I play are just, they're fantastic, and they're making the games more and more playable. And mods are, with some rare, very publicized exceptions, free. And many of them are thousands of hours of work, or even years of work on
As it
big
turns
teams.
out, Mount Kilimanjaro is not Wi-Fi enabled, so I had to spend 2 weeks in Tanzania talking to the people on my trip.
I think you are on a trip because it says we're in 2600, or maybe it's 2800 BC. So how would we know about Wi-Fi?
May I make a suggestion?
We've never even heard of electricity. Yeah, go ahead, suggest. She's telling us to keep an eye on loyalty. We knew that already. I already talked to you about loyalty. Okay, we're gonna create a trader, a granary. Probably just that, because we have to wait until we have a population of at least 2 in order to create a settler. So we don't want to stack up the queue for what that city's going to work on so big that it never gets to work on settlers. We definitely want it to work on settlers. Mexico City. Oh, okay. Now we have the ability to found, I would say, it's sort of like it's a pantheon. I was going to say it's a proto-religion because it's not a full religion yet. We chose to have it based on oral traditions. I'm trying to stay away from talking about religion on my channel, but that's difficult because I'm a very religious person. And it's pretty much involved in all areas of my life. I don't want to get into religious debates here, or for people to be so offended by something somebody says religiously or politically in the comments or something that they wouldn't want to be part of our community. Because our community is basically for anybody that wants to interact with the topic of computer games at all. Whether they want to play games, whether they already play games, whether they just need answers because their kids want them to buy them games. And we don't want people feeling uncomfortable here because of religion or politics. Politics have been very divisive in the country where I live over the past few years. There are people that, if you're not for a particular candidate, you're the enemy, and they won't have anything to do with you.
Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words.
Sounds like something Mark Twain would say. Now we are going to go to currency because we need to keep money coming into our coffers.
Spotkanie przez Boga błogosławione. Pewnam tego. Jadwiga, król Polski.
I mean, just look at the colors, the animation. I assume she's speaking Polish. I mean, this is fantastic stuff. It's an honor to meet you, although I have to say it in English. Hopefully you have a translator. We would love to sample your hospitality. And again, I'm just trying to show you...
My liege, we have an envoy at our disposal. We can use the envoy to gain favor with the city-state. Becoming friendly with a city-state neighbor can be greatly beneficial to our civilization.
What would be greatly beneficial to our civilization would be if you shut up when I'm talking.
I like to say I practice militant mysticism. I'm absolutely sure of some things that I don't quite know.
So I'm just trying to do an opening course here on what this game is like. We're definitely not going to play through a whole game. I have on Civilization 4 and 5 and 6 on the biggest maps and at marathon speed. A game of Civilization could take 48 hours or more, depending on the decisions you make, the decisions that are made by your opponents, and all of that. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this intro, but this will serve as an introduction. And if people join and they like this video and things like that, and they say, hey, we want to see more Civilization 6, obviously I will provide it.
Caire, ho Periclesto na tenone in mi, kai dexiumai se hepetes demokratias.
So, see, I didn't know this is what Constantine looked like. This is really good to know because I've read a lot about Constantine. And so, there you go. It's an honor to meet you, Constantine. We would love to sample your horse brutality. Now, one reason people are being so nice to me right now is because I'm on the easiest level. But it won't last forever because the AI will figure out that that I don't have any defenders in my cities. I need to build some military. I think our scout's going to be killed here, by the way. I told him to get out of there, but I don't think they're going to give him, time to get out. They're probably going to kill him this turn. And I don't like that, but I don't have an army with them. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm surprised he lasted that long. And I really do like having a scout. So I will build another scout, bring him to the top of our list here. These are special districts in which you build things like holy sites or universities or things like that. So I made a district for a holy site because I do like playing the religious game. I'm still thinking about whether to play those aspects of the game in front of y'all or not. Definitely in my private life I play the religious aspects of the game unashamedly. And I think I'm being a little more peaceful because I am playing in front of people. One of the things I try and do, they taught us this in radio, is, I was in radio. Can you believe I was in radio as poorly as I communicate here? You picture one person listening. If you picture all of them, you're not going to be able to focus on what you're supposed to do. And if you ignore them, then you're not really doing it for the audience. So you picture the one person. So I try and picture somebody that I'm trying to help with this channel. And yeah, it affects how I talk, and it affects how I play the game, because
Sa πώς σε λέει πέιντε προσκόρεν πόλεν προς εμόν.
I mean, I've never played, well, actually only once have I ever played it where I was, you know, super aggressive coming out of the gate, but I just don't think I would ever do that in front of an audience. Now again, if we have 50,000 subscribers someday and they vote, yeah, we want you to play a super aggressive playthrough of Civilization 6, well, maybe I would do it. But we don't have those troubles right now with 12 subscribers and 151 or so videos so far.
Like to the apples on the Dead Sea shore, all ashes to the taste.
That sounds like something Lord Byron would say. I would love, I don't think they're ever going to do this because they're always, you know, focused on their current game or their next game. But as you can see,
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful objects, such as wickerwork picnic baskets.
as you can see, in 4K, some things are just too small to really see. And imagine if you're an old man like me. If they put out a new version of a remaster of Civilization 6, I would buy it. If they put out if they put out a remaster of Civilization 2, I would buy it, because it's mainly the graphics and the controls that keep me from playing Civilization 2 today. But it's an iconic game. It's a great game. And it's the controls and the graphics on Civilization 3 that would make it very difficult for me to play today. But if they put out a version that was for modern computers and had better graphics and better controls, I'd probably rebuy every one of the Civilization games that they did that for. Apparently the Mississippi River just flooded. I don't know how long this video has been. Oh, 45 minutes. Okay, that's not terrible. I mean, for what we do, that's considered a shorty. We're gonna build a campus site in New York. Okay, we'll build a slinger and hope by the time we get the slinger built that we can... Now, can we build a campus there? I guess they don't think it's... Oh, that's weird. They're not letting me use a production queue. That's weird. Okay, well then just leave it like it is and we'll live with it. Yeah, 45 minutes is pretty much nothing compared to how long our videos go here. Some of our wrestling videos come in at 3 to 4 hours. And I get the average view. The average view of our videos is like 9 minutes and 3 seconds, which is a lot better than most. Because in today's world, people click on something and 30 seconds later they click away. That's about, I think, the average on YouTube, if I remember what I've been taught. I've seen a lot of videos in the last month about how to make a successful community in YouTube. In fact, I just bought a book on that topic as well. And I think one of the things they keep saying in those videos is that you get credit for a view even when when they don't watch the whole
In addition to
video,
bringing riches
because
to our
they
civilization,
almost never watch whole videos. In fact, one of the things you could do that would help us quite a bit is watching full videos as opposed to watching 10 seconds or a couple of few minutes of it and going away. Now, don't get me wrong. If you watch just a few minutes of it and you go away, it's better for our community than you not watching anything at all. And there's probably people out there that are saying, hey, poorly aging, if your stuff was more compelling, we'd stay longer and watch longer. And maybe that's true, but remember, this is also a generation of people that don't have very long attention spans. So I could be the problem, or I could be part of the problem, or maybe not. I will do what I can do, of course. And I did hear from one viewer who says he watches entire videos. So he's probably increasing that average that I'm getting in my reports. The 4 things you could do, if you care about what we're doing, or you just want to take pity on an old poor man, would be to watch full videos, to comment about them in the comment sections, to give them a thumbs up, the ones that you like, or even the ones that you don't like, but YouTube has said don't ask people to do something that's illegitimate. So
we now have the opportunity to appoint a governor to our civilization. This governor will be a powerful and productive asset when assigned to one of our cities. I suggest we choose a candidate as soon as possible.
Okay, let's go with an educator one, and we will assign him to New York, because that's where we're planning on
Our
building.
governor is now on their way to their assigned city.
Thank you.
It will take some time for them to become established there.
Can I talk to...
Once established, their talents will come into effect, strengthening our rule there.
Can I talk to...
It was luxuries
people
like
not.
air
I guess
conditioning
not.
that brought down the Roman Empire. With air conditioning, their windows were shut. They couldn't hear the barbarians coming.
Okay. We will work on military tradition. I forgot what I was going to say because so many people interrupted me. But anyway, those 4 things would help. The purpose is to build a community where people can learn about games, where people can enjoy gameplay videos, where people can discuss gaming, all of that. And it starts with people finding out about our videos. And they only find out about our videos if you tell them about our videos or if YouTube does. And YouTube tells other people...
Здравствуйте, я царь Петр.
Ой, вей.
Достойный правитель, подобный вам, должен ценить все самое изысканное. Любите ли вы искусство, подобно мне?
YouTube isn't trying to help us grow. They're trying to direct their users to videos that those users would like. And so they do that based on the algorithm, based on how engaged the content is on a particular channel. So you get more views by having previous views. The more views you have, the more the algorithm suggests your videos, your channel to other people. And it's the same with engaging with comments and all of that. Google will recommend you more if you have people active in the comments on the videos, and they will recommend you more if people watch your videos more, if you have more hours per watched, then they recommend them more. And obviously they do it more if you have more subscribers. So I'm asking, I keep saying we, but I'm a one-man team here. I'm asking you to like the videos you like and let YouTube know you like them by giving that thumbs up. I'm asking you to subscribe. I've put a lot of work into this, and there's only 12 subscribers after a month, and there's over 150 videos. If the videos aren't good enough, well, they'll be better in the future.
Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants.
I think, and this isn't to be arrogant about all the choices
Steam
I made.
hisses from the ground here, rising in swirling clouds. This is a geothermal fissure, a place where the planet's heat escapes through natural vents.
I think the biggest problem is people just don't know about us. Because, let's face it, there's a lot of competing videos. There could be, I mean, I don't know for sure, but there's probably millions of different people and groups making videos about video gaming. And I don't want this channel to be like all of those. I'm hoping there will be something unique that I offer that y'all will like. But for YouTube to recommend videos.
I don't underrate the value of military knowledge, but if men make war in slavish obedience to rules, they will fail.
So YouTube will recommend our videos more. The more subscribers we have, the more comments we have, the more likes we have, and the more videos that are actually seen. I mean, the more view time we have altogether. So if you care about what we're doing, what I'm doing, please contribute. Not asking for money. Money would be great, but I'm not asking for money. I'm asking if you get something out of this, would you please let YouTube know and let other people know? Because ultimately, you know, they say don't give up. And I agree, don't give up. But ultimately, you don't want to be putting thousands of hours of work into something that's an utter failure. So, as you come along, as you hear this, and you might hear it the day it's posted, you might hear it after it's posted. Please do those 4 things. Like, subscribe, comments, full videos. Oh, I lost another settler to barbarians, it looks like. Oh. I didn't think they could, I think the only settler I had was up here, and I didn't see any barbarian, warriors. Maybe I lost my scout to barbarians. I'm not sure right now. So, this game plays completely differently if you're not playing it on marathon. In other words, things get built faster, things get discovered faster, technologies, all of that. But I actually prefer the long pace of doing it this way. It seems more strategic to me. And it's a reminder that technologies take a long time to develop. I played this multiplayer one time, and I hated it because, you know, I'm used to building up civilizations over thousands of years. And the other guy, and bless his heart, you know, he doesn't have to play my way or anything like that, but he just built military units and took over my cities just right from the start. He's probably used to the short game, and I'm used to the long game. In everything I play online,
An enormous and lofty column of flame allowed the people in Holt to read as perfectly at night as if it had been day.
In everything I play online, I play the long version. So like Madden NFL football is set up so that the quarters are 5 minutes long. Well, their motto is, if it's in the game, it's in the game. And in real football, quarters are 15 minutes long. So in my games of Madden NFL football, each quarter's 15 minutes long. Okay, Cleveland, I don't know what you just finished building. But I think this is one of the places where we wanted a settler. So let's build a settler. And we're not gonna, we're getting near the end of what I would call an introductory video to Civilization 6000. Then we'll just wait and see. As far as I know, the video that has gotten the most attention so far is the first AEW Fight Forever Wrestling video that I posted. So I'm kind of glad I bought that game. I don't know whether the people coming here like that game or not, or they're wrestling fans and they want to see whether it's worth buying or what the deal might be, but that's the one that's done the most. And I don't expect, and I could be wrong, by the way, but I don't expect that a Civilization 6 raw playthrough video. What I mean by raw playthrough is most people who do videos on the internet of gameplay, they shoot their raw video and then they cut out whatever they don't consider to be a highlight. It makes the videos punchier. It makes the game seem a lot more exciting than they might be. Because watching videos is different than playing video games. So they do it. I understand why they do it, and I subscribe to a lot of those channels, and they're excellent. I want to do raw gameplay footage, show you what it's really like. And that means in order to keep my audience, if I ever really establish an audience, I'm going to have to talk or entertain you somehow when we're walking from one place to another, one city to another in a role-playing game and aren't being attacked or whatever. I'm going to have to take the time when the game is not punching up the excitement. I have to find a way to do that, or y'all have to get used to the highs and lows of real video gaming. I don't know if it's practical to expect an audience to look at things differently than the way they want to, so I'll probably have to pick up the slack on things like that. Because in a lot of the video games that I play, you've got cities, you've got areas of activity, dungeons, caves, forts, settlements, and things like
Thousands have lived without love, not one without water.
And then in between them, you have roads and wilderness and all of that. And so you could wander a good long time while you're questing, going between locations in the game. And the game is built for that. But those are the things that aren't generally shown in gameplay videos on YouTube or anything like that. Now, if you're doing a live Let's Play, that's different. There are people who do live Let's Plays, and they're engaging the community. And so when they're walking between towns or whatever, and they're not being attacked by animals or bandits or raiders or anything like that, well, they're generally answering the questions that come in their feed, which I'll probably do in the future. I can't do it right now because we've got 12 subscribers. Have I mentioned there's 12 subscribers? Because it seems like an important recurring theme is that we're just getting started. We got 12 subscribers, and we're really grateful for those 12 subscribers. And we are hoping that those 12 subscribers tell other people about our videos. We've gotten something like 8,200 impressions. I don't know what impressions means. I haven't bothered to look it up yet. But actual views, about 629, if I remember correctly. Impressions, 8,200. Subscribers, 12. And I'm not saying poor us or anything like that, because I don't think this is so unusual for a new channel to have a struggle launching. There are ways to buy viewers, and I don't want to do it. First of all, from what I've seen from well, for one thing, I don't have the money, but also what I've seen by people who have bought them and done, you know, done the math and everything to see, okay, I paid this amount of money for this kind of campaign where people view.
Ваш народ достоин восхищения. Искусство, наука. Чего еще желать?
And so
We are now ready to choose where to build our government buildings. We may only zone one of these in our empire, so choose carefully.
I know where to build them, but right now we've got to appoint another governor, so let's go with a financer. And put them in Cleveland, and we'll put the government.
A strong
buildings.
economy begins with a strong, well-educated workforce.
Sounds like something Bill Owens would say. Anyway, we're going to put our government buildings in Washington, of course. Washington is our capital. So they've done studies, and what they've noticed is it's very expensive to get people to watch your videos, and most of them, again, are only going to watch for 30 seconds or so, and you pay for them. And you might get some subscriptions from them, but not a lot percentage-wise, and most of those people don't stay engaged with your content. In other words, they show up because Google got them to somehow, or whatever program you're using got them to, and so you're getting what you pay for. As in if they're selling you, okay, we'll get 10,000 people to watch your videos, they actually get 10,000 people to watch your videos. But
when you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
Sounds like something Will Rogers would say. But they're not guaranteeing those people will watch your videos from beginning to end, because they can't guarantee that. They don't know what the people will do when Google gets them to show up. And again, this is sort of just academic because I can't afford to purchase viewers for my videos anyway. And like I said, I'm trying to build a community here and not just get a certain number of subscribers. The idea with building a community is I'm hoping that people will come back to watch more than one of my videos. That they'll either like all of my videos, which is probably a stretch, or they'll find a niche in my videos and like those. Like maybe they'd like all my Skyrim videos, but maybe they're not into chess videos that I might put up. I get that. But the idea is to get people to keep coming back, to engage with one another, to talk about the things that matter in our lives, all of that. And you don't get that by paying $100 for some company, whether that company be YouTube or some other company, to bring people to watch your videos. But just for anybody who didn't know, yeah, there's a whole system of that. Some of which YouTube says is all right, and some of which YouTube says is not all right. I've certainly learned more about YouTube in the last 30 days than I ever wanted to know. I think Washington is just putting out a bunch of... Let's look at their queue. Oh no, okay. Their queue's okay. I thought they were just putting out a bunch of slingers and nothing else. We want a granary, a palace upgrade, a granary upgrade, because like I said, this is... Oh yeah, we're going to build a government plaza. I forgot about that. She told us to find a place to put our government buildings, and then I forgot to do it. We're also going to build the hanging gardens if they're still buildable by the time we get to that. Well, now we're an hour 15 into this, so I think this is a good spot to end the stream. Again, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. If you like or can even stand any of the stuff we're doing here, please consider subscribing. please leave some comments below. Non-threatening, non-profane comments. Please watch some videos from beginning to end. So if you do those 4 things, you will definitely help us grow, and it won't cost you anything except your time, which I realize is valuable to you. But this is a community effort, and so it would take a community to make it work. So will you help us out? I hope you will. Anyway, thanks for viewing this, and have a great day.